Hello and welcome to episode 84 of the MTG Conflux cast. My name is John and I'm joined this week by my co-host, Chris.
Hey.
This week, we're back after a long hiatus and we're going to be talking about M21. Not so much spoilers at this point, but we're going to be talking about the set's effect on Modern and Legacy, as well as Commander 2020 cards and Jumpstart cards in Legacy, as they are unfortunately not legal in Modern. We're also going to be catching up on what we've been up to during this break, this period of lower magical activity. And we're going to start, as always, with Chris. Tell us what you've been up to.
Well, those of you who actually view this on YouTube for the video, you may have noticed that I have a different background
and
today.
Lower quality video.
That is due to the fact that in my normal house, someone who's residing there currently has a very high fever, and I've decided to get the hell out and not be there until that situation has rectified itself. So until then, I am here at my girlfriend's house in their extra spare bedroom, and I'm sitting on a bed as a chair.
Your setup is great. The TV tray really pulls it all together.
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and post my setup picture in the Discord after the cast. I'm sure people will appreciate the dedication that we put in for you.
Oh yeah, we scheduled for today, so we're going today.
No more pushbacks. No more waiting. It's happening. Yeah, so obviously I played a bunch of Amulet, right? I mean, what else am I gonna do?
Wow.
With a little bit of Legacy Elf League action in there as well. So I guess I'll talk about that first because it's different
and sweet.
So I was playing an Elves list with Elvish Reclaimers. So 4 Elvish Reclaimers instead of any Llanowar Elves. I didn't really know how to feel about that, but I figured, hey, some guy can top 8 a Legacy Challenge playing them. It must be not.
Some guy on the internet did it,
that bad.
So I can too.
Which was really funny because that league I ended up pairing against Julian Knob, arguably the best Elves player in the world. He's not playing Elvish Reclaimers. He also kicked my ass.
Well, it's fine. It's fine because spoiler, it's already an obsolete list. So
yeah, take that as you will. But I guess since it's been a while, right, since we've last recorded,
it's been a minute.
Companions have been changed and they're all terrible now.
Good riddance
for the most part. And I would like to say that I think that my 2 main decks in each format are slightly worse off for it.
Makes sense.
I feel like, and that's mostly because of the cards that people could not play because they were playing Lurrus. So in Legacy, no one can play Plague Engineer anymore because they're playing Lurrus. And I would much rather live in a world where you're screwing around and jerking off with Lurrus than playing Plague Engineer.
Yeah.
Right? And the Elves deck was sideboarding a Lurrus too, which was hilarious. It was fine. It was whatever. Like, I think I played Lurrus like 3 times and got to replay like an Elf. Yeah, it was pretty mediocre. But the fact that I didn't have to see Plague Engineer was very nice.
What if you play against Burn, though? Because people were definitely playing Burn while Lurrus was unaltered in Legacy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Could you imagine trying to run Burn to that? That must have felt like trying to drive into a brick wall. Oh.
I mean, Burn wasn't exactly like
great to begin with.
A great deck, yeah. To start with. And then with all like these stupid, Yorion Uro snow piles, like Oko snow piles, I can't imagine Burn's any a whole lot better.
Yeah, Oko's still legal in Legacy, so
yeah, if you're playing Goblin Guy, what the hell's wrong with you? Straight up, like, why are you doing this to yourself? Yeah, so like the long time ago, I think I already talked about it. The first league I played with Elves, like 4-1 when everyone was playing Lurrus's, and this past league I went 2-3, very sad.
Oof.
Yeah, after getting slapped by the mirror and then getting I got paired against 0 Delver Force decks, which was really bizarre.
That is very odd.
I ended up getting wrecked by like Reanimator. I played like the Mirror.
You're like, wait, we're all supposed to be playing against the Delver decks, not each other.
Yeah, I got shit on by this stupid like Maverick-y type of deck that had like, you know, they were playing main deck Plague Engineer. Like what the hell?
Shit, main deck, huh?
What is wrong with you? So it's like, oh, Plague Engineer, and then untap Gaddock just for the total, like, fuck you.
The rubbins, man. There will be no natural ordering.
And it was like a Maverick Depths deck. So they have like these, what is it called? The card that you can sack a land to give something Shroud.
Oh.
Sylvan Safekeeper?
Yeah, Sylvan Safekeeper.
And so I boarded my Karakas to try and, you know, because he's a Depths deck, right?
Yeah.
It also bounces Gaddock, and he's just like, LOL, sack a land, you can't bounce Gaddock. Like,
oh, damn.
That was incredibly frustrating. Getting game 1 Plague Engineered it's a bad feeling.
Yeah, it's probably about as bad as my opponent felt like last week when I played Ashiok game 1 against them on Amulet.
Yeah, like what the hell?
The one of.
I had someone play, like, yeah, at one of the FNMs, I had someone play game 1 Ashiok against me playing Amulet 2, and they're just like, oh yeah, this should have been a different card, but I didn't have it, so I'm playing an Ashiok instead.
No, mine was intentional.
Don't tell me that.
Though. Yeah, man.
Disrespecting.
Gotta mill over your Uros.
That's disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah, and then immediately after going 2-3 in Legacy and feeling really bad about myself, I decided to go play Modern with Amulet because, you know, that's a deck that can win games, right?
It's like the Magic equivalent of like eating a pint of ice cream.
Normally, okay, so the Magic equivalent of eating a pint of ice cream for me would be going into the tournament practice room with my stupid Yorion Field deck. That is some good, clean, wholesome fun right there.
Oh man, I wish
for
we could.
For whatever reason, you can win in the tournament practice room with literally anything.
I wish we could still play that really stupid Heartless Summoning deck, because I would love to roll that out into the tournament practice room and just like get people with Ob Nixilis.
Yeah,
what a good feeling that was. Holy shit.
Like, just imagine your opponent goes like, you know, turn 1, tap to Castle of Garenbreg, right? Turn 2, Breeding Pool Coiling Oracle.
You're like, sure.
Into like Forest Abundant Growth, and you're like, yeah. Into untap Wood Elves. Into Explore. And then untap and like play a Primeval Titan to make a bunch of zombies. You're like, okay. And then Yorion, and then you die.
Yeah. I know. There'd be a lot of alarm bells going off for me leading up to that, though. Be like, Wood Elves? Like, if you're playing
Wood Elves getting Trio.
Like, if you're playing a card that bad, I'm like expecting some serious payoff.
Although Wood Elves getting Triomes is kind of hot.
Yeah. Dude, Triomes are just hot in general.
You know, if you're into that.
Triomes are just super hot.
Oh yeah, but then anyway, my Amulet League. Actually, first, okay. One last thing about the Legacy Elves League, because I was playing Elvish Reclaimers. Apparently, that gave people some mixed signals.
Oh, they thought you were on Dark Death?
I got put against Dredge, and I think I went like. So I went like turn 1, like Reclaimer. Turn 2, Fetch Land. And my Reclaimer was off of Savannah, right? This is important. And then I go like Fetch Land, I don't know, maybe it was like Windswept Heath or Misty, I just don't matter. Fetch for Dryad Arbor, and the next turn I untap, play a second Dryad Arbor, and just pass. So I can just make a Bajuka Ball whenever I want, right? He's playing Dredge, so that's my plan. That's why I didn't play any spells. He untaps, and he Cabal Therapies me. What does he name?
I would expect him to think you're on like either Infect or Depths.
So if you see like double Dryad Armor Savannah Elvish Reclaimer, what do you name with your therapy?
Crop rotation?
Well, he named Swords to Plowshares, which was definitely the wrong answer.
I don't know. It's a hard one. Like, why does he even care about his swords? They're on Dredge, not Hagak?
Dredge.
They were on Hagak.
I didn't see Gak. I mean, maybe he had Gax, but
maybe they were playing Gak and
like
they just didn't want to get their Gak swords.
Dredge.
But like, why does normal Dredge give a shit?
I was confused.
That's weird.
Like,
even crop rotation's not a very good name either, because like you already have the Reclaimer, which is just like.
And I could, yeah, the Reclaimer's it's the same thing.
What would I name? Why would they just therapy themselves is the real question.
Oh, he did have Hogak in his graveyard.
Okay. Yeah, that's why. That makes sense then.
Yeah, his board is City of Brass, LED, 1 zombie token, and he therapies me.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to get his Gak swords. I can respect that. That is funny
he
though.
Lost.
Damn.
Like, if it were a basic forest, I'm pretty sure you'd say, oh, this is like an elf deck, right?
Yeah, probably.
It's probably the Savannah that screwed him over.
Yeah. Led him astray.
I just thought that was really funny. But yeah, the Ambient League, I ended up 5-0ing. Playing 4 Explorers. We're back to 4 Explorers, guys. Sideboarding a second Radiant Fountain, because that's where we're at. Yeah, I don't know, my list, I just don't feel like I have a good feeling on my sideboards these days. I just can't figure out like what I want the last like 4 cards to be.
2019-2020 Magic has made sideboarding not the same as it was.
It's like, you know, like what counterspell suite do I want to play?
Do I
want to go play Mystical Dispute?
You gotta play Aether Gust for the mirror.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
And then some people are like starting to bring red back for Fire Spout because people are starting to play humans again because of General Kudro.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I ended up playing 2 Negates, no Mystical Disputes. And Child's Tracker back in my sideboard, which did nothing, I think, the entire match. All the matches. But Beast Within has been... Usually it's surprisingly good, but sometimes it's just as mediocre as you remember it. Because, like, you... Beast Within, you're mainly playing it to, like, beat these Ashioks and kind of that kind of malarkey, which is another card that people didn't play when Lurrus was a thing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, as an Amulet player, I'm very happy for you to reveal Lurrus to me because, okay, you know, I'm fine with you playing around with Mishra's Baubles, but keep your Ashiok away from me.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. I wonder, you can't make black reliably enough to play that new spell that Eliminate, right?
I mean, you could if you really wanted to. So, like, basically you can kind of splash whatever third color you want. Red being the easiest one because you need it for. I mean, you're playing Valakut now, and you need red for a haste land, whichever haste land you choose to play. But I mean, like back in the day, right? People were playing white with 4 Path to Exile in their sideboard. There was a black version running around where people were playing Memoricide for like the mirrors and stuff.
What the fuck?
And like Assassin's Trophies. Yeah, I never got on that bandwagon. I didn't think that was correct at all. But it, you know, if you want a sideboard black, you can.
That's hot.
But I mean, like, wouldn't you be better served just playing Fry?
Probably.
I mean, I guess Fry doesn't kill Renin 6, but I mean...
Do you care?
Is Renin 6 that big a problem?
You got other problems if you're losing to the Renin 6.
Yeah, I mean... Renin 6 is really only problematic because it kills Scout, but... You know...
I think we were sideboarding it out against Amulet with Iceberg.
Yeah, that might be right.
It's been a while.
But I mean, most people are on Grazer now anyway.
It's true.
This is the thing: Grazer versus Scout. I don't want to. I guess I don't know if you want to jump straight into. Well, you have to give your roundup as well. But speaking of stupid 1/1s that people play in Amulet now, Fierce Empath. Apparently, modern staple card.
Gets Titan.
Gets a Titan. You know, back in the day when Ivan suggested playing Ethereal Usher to transmute for a Titan or a Hivebind, everyone's like, that's stupid. That's terrible. That's such a bad card. But now they're like, Fierce Empath. Yeah. This is really good.
This 1/1, that's what we needed.
This is hot stuff. I mean, I understand.
Green.
Yeah, 1 green it's way easier to cast.
Yeah.
But it's
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But that means I should play it in the Yorion deck, because you can blink it.
Yeah.
To get another Titan.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, just take out Wood Elves, Fierce Empath. Here we go. Actually, it would be really good because the Yorion deck's 80 cards, so you're much more less likely to hit your Titan, right?
Yeah.
So now you have more effective Titans. And since you're playing like Grazers, you might be able to turn to it. Right? And it jumps to survive. I mean, it seems fine, right?
Seems fine. I don't hate it.
The hero we didn't know we needed.
Straight out of Scourge.
Yeah. And then at all the webcam FNMs, just playing a bunch of Amulet. Usually doing reasonably okay. I think the last time I played, I did not do very well. I've been trying out, like, do I want Grazer or do I want Scout? And it feels like other variables are much bigger contributors to the outcome of my matches than did I have a Scout or did I have a Grazer.
Yeah.
I did have a game against Sam Collett where I had the same Primeval Titan get Aether Gusted like 3 or 4 times. And I think 2 or 3 of those were with the same Aether Gust.
Mystical Sanctuary is a hell of a card.
Yeah. And I just like, I think I even had the Cavern. But just like, Cavern's like, doesn't do shit against
no
Aether
power
Gust.
here.
And you're just like, all I can do is just ram it into this Aether Gust and hope something good happens eventually. And eventually it landed and he lost the game.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So like, I know he's in danger, like deep danger, when he Aether Gusts my Titan, I put it on top, he plays Jace and Brainstorms. Like, you didn't Fate Seal my Titan? Oh, buddy.
You're in danger.
You're in danger.
Yep.
He was indeed in danger. Although the week before that, he was playing Rug Scapeshift, and I got turn forward with an 8-land Scapeshift.
Oh, baby. 8 lands on 4.
Pretty disgusting.
I'm the ramp deck now.
Yeah, it was like turn 1 Suspend Search, turn 2 Growth Spiral, turn 3 Uro, turn 3 Growth Spiral into Scapeshift, you die.
Oh, he's playing Uro? Ugh. That's a nice fallback plan.
Yeah, so I got quad ramp spell Scapeshifted on turn 4.
I'm down.
Bad.
I'm pretty down for that.
Yeah. I think he went far out that week.
Yeah, he just fucking slapped everybody. Like, I don't think he lost a game?
Yeah, I think he deal with me, so.
I don't think he lost a game. I think he went 4-0, 8-0.
God, the blue Scapeshift decks feel so bad from the Amulet side, because it feels like, you're like, oh yeah, I have this pretty sweet, turn 3, here's a Titan, they're like, remand. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Turn 4, here's a Titan. Snap, remand. Okay. Next turn, here's a Titan. Cryptic command.
They have like just enough interaction to like.
And then they untap and Scapeshift and you die. And you're like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then even if you do resolve a Titan, like the cryptic turn, right? It's like, okay, I'll take 8. Scapeshift, you die. Like, Okay, cool.
Yeah, they don't care about like Field of the Dead zombies like clogging up the board. They don't have to get in on like the battlefield to win.
Yeah.
They just shift you.
They don't have to like grind through like all that stuff. They just have this I win button.
Yeah.
Once they've stalled long enough. And it's like, since I'm putting all my eggs into the Titan basket, it's like not that hard for them to stall the one thing long enough. Like, they could do the same thing by playing literal fog, right? And I can't beat it.
Yeah.
So, a bit frustrating. And they can sideboard Ashiok because why not?
No searching for you, but for me?
For me, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I actually sideboard Ashiok in the stupid Yorion field deck.
Why not?
It's because you're playing Yorion, which means your sideboard cards need to like cover all the bases.
It's really good at handling, and you can blink it. You can be like, you can like mill,
Reset my Ashiok.
flicker it, mill.
Yeah, so it's funny. I actually like Ashiok against like the snow control decks playing the Yorion deck because it screws over your ability to like fetch and do that.
It turns
thing.
off Uro, it turns off fetching. It's a win con, like a real win con. Yeah.
And you can't remove it because you're playing fucking Vant. Like the only thing you can remove it with is Uro, which has been exiled by the Ashiok.
Yeah, or like Codal Beats, but
but that's not a real
slow.
Thing.
Yeah.
And like in post border, it's like how good is Codal against the field deck?
It's usually like a trim, not a cut.
Yeah.
Because you need like the cantrips, so
like it does something, but
because you've got like other cards you'd rather cut against the amulet deck usually.
No, I'm talking about like a dedicated field deck.
Right? Oh, the Orion deck, yeah.
Codal seems pretty terrible.
They don't want board wipes against you, probably. Like one, maybe. Just as like a hedge for the fields.
Yeah. I don't know. That deck's just so much fun to slap kids in the free room with. Because the deck feels so bad.
How many people just like leave like well before you kill them? Because it's like slow to kill, right?
Yes and no. I mean, once you have two fields online, they die pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, so
turns the corner.
Once the corner is turned, it's turned.
That has been one thing. Is it's pretty apparent usually to me, like on the control deck, like once field's fired up, it's like you got like 1-2 turn window, and then like because you end up in the situation where you need the Wrath and the answer to the field or fields, and like
yeah, and it's kind of like escape ship deck in the sense that every single card in my deck just makes more zombies.
Yeah.
Right? Because every card in my deck is either a land, which makes zombies, or a card that puts lands into play. Like Rejuvenator.
Titan resolving is like almost like an instant game loss for these control decks now for that reason. You just like what if you just get like Field Vesuva?
Well, you can't.
Oh, you can't copy Vesuva, but like Field plus Bounce Land or whatever. Like, yeah.
The one thing is that it doesn't actually play like Azusa's or anything. So you can't just sit there and like bounce your own land 400 times a turn to make a bunch of zombies.
Good.
I mean, it's still playing Dryad and Valakut because that's, too stupid a thing to not do.
Yeah, it's pretty free.
But so I mean, you could do that like 2 lands a turn to make some zombies. But by and large, it's just like I have 3 fields in my deck.
It blows my mind how good Boil is in Modern these days.
I mean, just because of the existence of Dryad.
Well, that and Mystic Sanctuary.
Well, yeah.
Like,
so I mean,
those two are like pillars of the format.
Like Blue Island decks have never been better in Modern, right? Like since like Twin, right?
Yeah, probably.
And now even non-blue decks are still getting wrecked by Boil. Like I got choked the last time I played FNM, which was really irritating.
You hate to see it.
I was like 1 mana off playing a Titan. I like tapped 3 mana for this Dryad and it's like choke you. I'm like, why is this a thing? And it was like the Pawns attack.
Go back.
It's like, why am I getting choked by the Pawns attack? Just blooded me like a real man. Although I did slap him in game 2, where he goes like he triumphantly plays this Magus of the Moon. I'm just like, play a bounce land, play a bounce land. End of your turn, dismember your Magus.
Excellent.
But Glorybringer kills Dryad.
Glorybringer's been doing work, man.
Yeah, not just a Pioneer card.
It's a good card.
Apparently. Although he actually didn't want to kill my Dryad because then my lands would untap.
I did have a match where an opponent had to like Glorybringer my Uro and then then stomp it to get the Uro off the table.
Yeah.
It's like, that one's not working out for you long term. Like,
I have to say, being on the draw and getting my turn 1 scout stomped. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It feels so aggro. It's so aggravating.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna reveal Obosh. Like, oh, cool, Obosh. Like,
sure.
And they just like stomp. Like, god damn it.
So even card
I guess
disadvantage.
Obosh decks still play Bolt, right?
Yeah. But the 2 mana just makes it feel so bad, right? And the fact that they're not down a card to like, because normally it's like, oh, okay, at least they like wasted a card on my ramp, right? But then it's like they just still have like a 4/2, like
it's a 4/3.
Oh, yeah, it's a 4/3. That's right. Yeah.
I can't even trade with it with like a Dryad or something. Stupid.
It's like the one card that interacts favorably with Dryad. I feel like, fuck that card. Like, not dying to bolt effects is so miserable. I guess that deck is like chock full of ways to like slap Dryad around because like Glorybringer eats it too.
Yeah. Dryad's just really gross.
Yeah, I don't like that card. Not a fan. It's just like, it interacts really well with the 3 most common removal spells, like the 1 mana ones. Like Path, like sure, I gotta land. Like ramping the Amulet deck is like, they're pretty, you're not thrilled, but you're like not sad either.
Yeah,
and like,
it's like I played my extra land, and then you pathed it. It's like,
push is like inconsistent to turn on because like when you need to push the Dryad, you need to push the Dryad, and then like Bolt just doesn't kill it.
Yeah, it's really hard to remove. Just like randomly, really hard to remove.
Yeah,
and it blocks really well too. Like,
yeah, no Snapcaster.
Imagine playing Goblin Guide against the, Arboreal Grazer into Dryad deck.
Oh, and by the way, if you did attack earlier, they drew lands.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I'm going to attack into your Dryad, block second main phase Searing Blaze, like, fine. You got me, I guess. Untap, play a tide, and you lose. Like,
yeah.
And so the other adorable thing is that since he makes all your lands all land types, you now get to play castles untapped, even if you have no forests, because they're all forests now.
Nice.
Which is sometimes bad if you have 2 amulets, right? So it's like, there's very, very niche scenarios where you would want to play your castle before your Dryad.
That's weird.
Yeah, very strange. Very strange. Anyway, what have you been doing in this magical month, John?
Oh, I've been dabbling with Icefang Kotal Astrolabe decks. Big surprise.
Just like everyone else. It's like the Squidward meme.
Yeah.
Oh, what'll leave you today, sir? I would like an Astrolabe deck. With an Icefang Kotal. Wow. And a side of Uro.
Adventure.
Daring today, aren't we?
We're like adventurous, aren't we? Yeah. It just works in. It works with like a lot of the Squidward memes, right? Like, it's like everyone else is like out there playing with like non-Astrolabe decks, and it's like, what are those nincompoops doing? Can't they see I'm pampering myself? Like a bunch of card draw. Yeah. Snow decks confirm Squidward.
Or you can do like reverse, where like John does Squidward peeking outside. It's like Patrick and SpongeBob running and having fun. It's like painless free mana base.
SpongeBob memes are the truth. But yeah, I was playing the Wub deck. No red. The null red deck, the null red snow control deck. So you're like Bant, or not like, well, I guess you're like Bant, but you got some black thrown in basically.
Dark Bant.
Dark Bant, yeah. What do they call it? Moist, like a moist Sultai, or a moist Abzan, wet Abzan.
Wet Abzan.
But yeah, playing Stoneforge Mystics. And
that's a card no one's played in a while.
Stoneforge
now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't
Stoneforge got unbanned, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Stoneforge."
I legit played it for like 2 weeks. That I didn't really want to play it because I didn't have time to like put a different deck together. I played it the first week and I was like, and then the next week I was like, shit, I forgot to build another deck. Guess I'll play it again. And the third week it was like, I remembered, but just didn't have the time. It was like really a strangely busy week. It was like, fuck, I had to play this shit again. And then finally, last week, I played just bug snow control, get the fucking white out of here, and it was great. Went 4-0. Or 3-0. It was 3-0. It was a 3-0 week. It was a 3-0 week. So yeah, much better. I beat Amulet game 1, my main deck Ashiok, and then we played game 2 and I lost, and I started to decipher. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, well, "What do you mean I lost?" He's like, "You won game 1." I was like, "That never happens." Like, this never happens. Like, it wasn't just the Ashiok, but like four main deck Field of Ruins also. Real good. Helped contribute to the cause. Yeah, I played Gabe Nassif's bug snow control deck. I liked it. Just like doing good stuff. I still like Dead of Winter better than like Supreme Verdict. 3 mana, like 1 pip instead of 3 pips is just so much easier to cast. And like, we've had a guy playing humans, and that card just donks on humans. I actually, when I was playing the 4-color deck, I was not playing Dead, and I played against him, and he like Metal Like Mage named Dead. I was like, the fear is inside of him. Because I used to play Iceberg, all the time, and like he just got fucking slapped by that card every time. So he was like, snow deck with black.
Yeah.
Get that shit out of here. But yeah, I kind of want to go back to Iceberg, honestly. Like, the bug deck was sweet, but I was like, what if we had Ren and 6 in this deck? Be pretty sweet. But it's
Ren and 6 is it's a pretty good card.
It's hard with the 4-color deck to find space for the fields and the sanctuaries, and you kind of want both. Because like our meta is legit just like mid-range greed piles and amulet decks. So it's like, you need the sanctuary basically to keep up with the other decks, and you need the Field of Ruins to deal with amulet, and so.
But if you play red, you can just play Blood Moon.
That's true. Blood Moon is pretty nice. I have missed playing Blood Moon in my 4-color deck. So stupid. So stupid. But yeah, that was sweet. And then I've been playing Mono Blue Delver on Moto in Legacy, because they've printed some spicy new cards for that one. Deck got the coolest card is Ethereal Forager, which is we're gonna go over these in our our card overview, but I'll just go over it here because it's sweet. It's 4 blue 3/3 flyer with Delve, so it's like a shitty Tombstalker. You're like, well, why would you play shitty Tombstalker? Well, it has, whenever it attacks, you can return an instant or sorcery you exiled with it to your hand. So you can get multiple cards back over a few turns if it stays alive. So it's just like a slightly weaker Tombstalker that can like redraw your cantrips and your counter spells, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. It's like the body's a little smaller. I guess significantly smaller.
The deck is just a pile of three damage creatures. It's like Delver, Brazen Borrower, True Name Nemesis, Ethereal Forager, and then you've got Stormwing Entity is the other new one from M21. It's a 3 blue 3/3 flyer with prowess that scries 2 in an ETBs, but then it costs 2 and a blue less if you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, so you can play it for 1 and a blue. So it's just a fucking pile of evasive 3 power creatures. So they add up, actually. It's pretty nice. And you just, play the standard, garbage, Brainstorm, Preordain, Ponder, Daze, Force of Will, Force of Negation, and you have, like, some Gut Shots and Vapor Snags as your removal. Some Fetches, Islands, and Wastelands, and there you go. But then you get to play sweet stuff like Back to Basics on the sideboard, which is pretty crippling these days. Like, Rug Delver is really popular online right now, and just toss down a Back to Basics, and what do you got?
Man, Rug Delver Lost Forensics and still popular.
Oko, man. Oko is insane. Dreadhorde Arcanist and Oko. Good cards. And a Delver deck. Yeah. Just a little bigger. A lot of card advantage. Big, beefy threats.
I can't believe I've almost forgotten about Oko. But, God, that card is ridiculous.
Mental block, right? Just like... I did see that.
I remember looking at that spoiler and being like, I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. Like, food? What is food?
Yeah.
Make something into an elk? Like,
okay,
what? 2+ abilities? That's a lot of loyalty. Like, what's happening? No ultimate. Like,
is this good? Yes.
What's happening?
Yes, it's good.
This is insane.
It's fucking busted. It's a weird kind of a nombo with Dreadhorde though, because like you like play your Dreadhorde and then they like do a thing and then you play Oko and you want to like elk it, but then like Dreadhorde can't ever interact with an elk profitably in like any way, shape, or form. Like you can't attack through it, you can't block it, like, so that's kind of not the hottest, but they're just so strong individually that you just like let them gel together in the same deck and it's fine. But
I mean, like, you can, like, rebuy a bolt off your Dreadhorde to kill whatever you elk.
Yeah,
I guess.
ideally, yeah.
No.
But, yeah, it doesn't feel hot when you're just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here with this? The no attack, no block creature always feels real bad in any format.
Oh, yeah. Like, pacify your own creature.
Yeah, like in Limited, man. Feels so bad in Limited. The no attack, no block. Ugh. Just like, what do we spend mana? Why do we even spend mana on you? You could have been something else. Look at your brother over there, getting in every turn. 1/1 unblockable. It's not doing a lot of damage, but it's doing damage.
It's doing more than you.
It can chomp eventually, but it got damage in. What are you even doing here? Just sitting here, doing nothing. But yeah, dude, Winter Orb is making like a huge comeback in these Delver decks too, against like the Snow Control decks. Just like, here's a fucking Winter Orb. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. But I think Legacy was very happy to get Force of Negation.
Oh yeah, which is crazy,
like,
right?
More forces.
Yeah, like that was the cure for the format's ills. More Force of Will. Like,
and because, like, how often do you force a creature?
Not that often. Sometimes.
Like, very rarely.
I mean, you force Tarmogoyf sometimes. That card is
I guess you'd like force like True Name, right?
Oh yeah. Force the fucking shit out of that card.
But I mean, by and large, like, Force of Negation hits like 90% of what you want to force. Anyway.
The creatures you want to force are like Gurmag Angler, True Name, and then like sometimes Tarmogoyf.
I'm sure sometimes you force the Heritage Druid.
Thalia.
Oh, Thalia, I guess.
Stoneforge sometimes. I forced a lot of Stoneforges when I played against Death and Taxes with this deck. I was like, ugh, 2 power? Or 2 toughness, I mean? Like, Gunshot doesn't kill this. Vapor Snag? No thank you. Get that shit out of here. Force of Will. Yeah. So. But that's what I've been up to. I haven't been playing like a ton of... I've been consistently playing Magic, at least once a week, and then sometimes I play a bit of Moto. but it's been kind of a low period, which is why we haven't been doing much of the podcast. I saw today that like Pascal Maynard's group, I think they call it, what is his branding? It's like, I forget what they have it right here. They call it the Mythic Society. It's like him and some other people. It's like their content network or whatever that they do. They're doing a pre-modern weekly on Moto. I was like, wow, that sounds awesome. Pre-modern, sweet. I would love to play a weekly. It's Wednesdays at 10 a.m. What?
Yeah.
Pacific Daylight Time. 10 a.m. What the fuck? Like, who the hell can play in that? Like, there's gonna be a bunch of people that are like telecommuting that are like, do my pre-modern weekly while I'm on the clock or whatever. I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of people doing that shit. Like, but
well, because everybody else is like in person job and can't play.
Yeah, I don't know, kind of weird. I'm surprised they didn't do it like in the evening. Whatever.
Or on a weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. Very strange. I don't know. Maybe I can swing one of them one day, but I'm definitely not going to be something I can do at all regularly, which is a bummer because pre-modern's sweet. What a sweet format. Blue white standstill. It's a fun deck. Decree of Justice, man. If you've been liking Shark Typhoon, let me tell you about Decree of Justice. Why put all your eggs in one basket when you can just make a fucking army? It's like Secure the Wastes, basically. It's an uncounterable Secure the Waste that draws you a card for what, an extra mana?
Yeah, it's 3 to cycle it, right?
Oh, is it 3? Yeah, you're right. It's 2 extra mana, I guess. So, but uncounterable draws a card. I'm willing to pay 2 more mana for that. You just play Standstill, which is sweet. You just play for your fairy conclaves and your Mishra's factories.
Man, I kind of want to try playing Sharknado in Modern.
It's good, dude. It's actually really good in the control mirror out of the sideboard. Like,
just uncounterable big fish.
Yeah.
Flying fish.
Well, it's good against like I brought it in against I think I brought it in against like, was it Amulet or something? The way my sideboard mapped out. I brought it in against a deck that it was definitely not intended to be in the sideboard for, but it was just like, I'm holding up counter spells. It's an instant speed threat. Why the fuck not? And you can just cycle it too. Like, I had a game actually where I drew it and I was like short on lands, so I like end of turn just paid 2 to cycle it. And I was like, cycle my Sharknado for 0, put a 0/0 into play, draw my card, state-based effects, it dies. He's like, impressive. I was like, yeah. Like, actually physically put the token on the mat and then took it away immediately after drawing the card. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I'm not 100% sure that's the timing. I think it does, like, I know it obviously comes into play, but I think as like, because you resolve the spell in order, right? Like, you put the token in and then I think you draw the card and then the spell's done and it goes away immediately.
Well, I guess cycling is weird, right? So like,
the token definitely exists on the board for some,
because cycling is like
window.
You pay the mana and you draw a card, and this is when you cycle.
I guess you draw first.
Happens. So do you draw first and then it's like,
I think I was supposed to draw the card and then put the token on the board and then immediately pick it up again.
It doesn't really matter, but
I just wanted to do the memes because I was definitely losing that game. That was the one game I lost against Amulet where it was just like,
yeah, I just imagine it's just like in like a stupid reclamation deck, right?
Oh yeah, it's insane.
You can either make one fat fucking shark, or you could just like pay 6 to play it and then pass your turn and untap all your mana.
Oh yeah.
And you're just like, I just have a Sharknado now.
Good luck.
And every time like I cast Nexus Fate, I make a 7/7 shark.
Or opt or like anything. Yeah.
Yeah, mystical teachings from the yard. Oh, here's a
shark. It is not fun to get your shark taken by Archmage's charm, though. Let me tell you, that is like one issue with like the late game Sharknado is like, In the control mirror, you're pretty sure they'd have burned their Archmage's Charm to draw some cards that late in the game, but it's a little like, you're like, well, do I really want to make a big ass shark? It's like, it'll win me the game, but like if they rip the Archmage's Charm, it'll lose me the game too. It's like
maybe I don't make the maximum size shark.
yeah. It's a really swingy late game.
Just in case. Yeah.
But it's good against aggro too, just to make like a chump blocker or like a hill giant. Whatever. Or no, I guess it's not a hill giant. It's a trained Armadon or a bear.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just make a Windrake, draw a card.
Yeah, I guess it's a Windrake.
Trade with
What's a 3/3 flyer? What's a vanilla 3/3 flyer?
Vanilla 3/3 flyer. Can't see I can think of any.
Yeah, I can't either. It's not the most common, I guess.
A 4/4 would be Air Elemental.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways.
Phantom Monster. There we go.
Phantom Monster. Oh, baby. Anyways, in the spirit of discovering interesting new cards, I guess...
Wait, Rakdos Pit Dragon.
Rakdos Pit Dragon. Yeah, there you go. I guess we can get into the spoilers now. Slightly belated. But we can talk about some cards that we're interested in from M21. I think the one that really jumps out as far as there's two like reprints that really jump out, right? And that's Containment Priest and Grim Tutor. I'll swap over so they can see the screen now.
Yeah, Containment Priest being the card a lot of people have been asking for.
Oh yeah, that was always like a no-brainer for Modern. I feel like I'm really surprised that it took this long.
It was like, oh, who cares about Phoenix if we have Containment Priest? He would have been saying maybe it'd be okay for like the Hogak days, but I think a Hogak would
people would have played the shit out of it, but I don't know if it would have been enough. Yeah, at least the Hogak decks would have like had to like have Lightning Axe to kill it. That's like a thing, I guess.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop like Bridge from Below from making zombies.
Yeah, non-token. Then the bridge ban would have been actually justified.
Like, if Container Priest were around, like, would, looting have survived?
I don't know. Looting Season to Pyromancer seems insane. Was that actually... There wasn't any overlap. There was a little bit of overlap for that, yeah, because it was in the same set as Hogak.
Yeah, but no one was playing Season
to Pyromancer. Why? Yeah, why would you play Hogak? Why would you play this fair fucking card when Hogak's legal? Yeah. It's insane.
Grim Tutor, do you think Grim Tutor is going to make an impact? I don't think so.
I think it's just good in like kind of marginalized combo decks like Ad Nauseam, right? Like I think Ad Nauseam plays this.
It's a sorcery, like
yeah, but they're pretty okay spending like time setting up, right? Like they're already doing like all fucking around with like mana rocks while they're waiting for their Lotus Blooms to come off suspend anyways.
I mean, I guess if you have like, your Phyrexian Unlife paying through life for Grim Tutor doesn't mean anything really.
I don't know. But I think that's the type of decks that it goes into. But yeah, 3 mana for it.
But like, isn't Wishclaw Talisman just better?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
like, it's still 3 mana the turn you want to get it, but with Wishclaw you can just like wait until the next turn. That's just 1 mana to tutor whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, the monkey's paw on that one.
And it's like 1 less black pip, because I think,
the double black pip
Ad Nauseam
is
being double black. It's like if you want to Grim Tutor Ad Nauseam on the same turn, you need 4 fucking black mana.
Good luck.
And white for your Angel's Grace, like
Lotus Bloom making trip black for you.
And then if you want to win with like Thassa's Oracle, you need blue. So in one turn you need 4 black, 1 white, 2 blue.
Yeah, the monkey doesn't make any of those colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Grim Tutor seems fine. It's whatever.
All right. What about new cards? I guess we have Fierce Empath, but we already kind of talked about that. What about...
Yeah, Fierce Empath is... apparently the modern all-star we didn't know we needed.
What about See the Truth?
See the Truth. This card's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
Although
it's like bad Anticipate on its front side.
it's got a lot of words on it.
It's got so many words, but it's sorcery.
Yeah, so like it doesn't draw the card what's in your hand for all those, back when people played Narset, if that mattered. And then if you flash it back or play it somehow somewhere else, you just get to draw all 3 cards.
Pretty slick.
So I'm pretty sure if you copy the spell, you just draw 3 cards. Actually, no, I don't think it works because you're not actually
Casting it.
copy.
Yeah, I don't think it meets the criteria for that. Can't fork it.
Cries in Hive Mind.
Ha! Ha! Holy shit! Got him.
Can you imagine? It's like, here's a Hive Mind. You see the truth. Okay, you anticipate. I'll Ancestral Recall.
Fair and balanced.
Hive Mind, the most fair card.
Oh yeah, so fair. Yeah, that card's kind of cool. I think it's gonna get kind of overshadowed by another card that just got printed, but we didn't. I don't actually have it on our list here. It's the fixed AK.
Yeah, it's the accumulated knowledge that only counts Yori.
Yeah, they've already been picking that up in control decks. Sam was playing it at FNM in blue-white control, and
I mean, it
seems
pretty
good.
Right? I mean, the first one is the Think Once,
yeah,
which is not great, but sometimes Think Once is like borderline acceptable. But then by the second one, it's already like 2 mana draw 2.
You've
right?
broken even
That's
at that
beating
point.
Divination.
Like, yeah, well, not broken even, but yeah.
The third one is like
The third one's good. Yeah. Better if you don't have to cast the first one. Just mill that shit.
yeah. I guess accumulated knowledge doesn't really interact favorably with something like Snapcaster Mage. But but See the Truth does. But See the Truth being a sorcery is a big problem.
Yeah, it's kind of the big knock against it. Yeah, See the Truth being a sorcery is just not great.
Because you really don't want to anticipate like on your turn.
No. Not too many decks.
You don't really want to be anticipating at all.
Not too many blue decks that like want to draw cards but do it on their turn.
Like a Reclamation deck probably would be fine with it, I guess. But I don't see.
It's like Storm doesn't want
Truth
this
being the
because like
answer
they're not using the back half. Unless Past in Flames, but
to
like
See the Truth, like I don't think that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Reclamation decks usually don't play things out of the yard either.
So yeah.
It's for Uros, I guess.
All right. What about Sublime Epiphany?
I feel like everyone's really hyped for this card.
Super cryptic.
I think they're wrong for being as hyped as they are. God, a 6-mana spell is like
it's a lot.
That's a lot of mana.
That's
a lot of mana.
It's a lot.
And so most of the time, this is probably like counterbounce something draw. It's most likely what this is going to be most of the time.
Yeah. Sweet against like the Eldrazi out of Tron. Finally, a 1-mana way to just deal with everything.
I mean,
or against what is it, Sanctum? Counter your Sanctum trigger, counter your Deuter, draw a card, copy my Icewing Codal, draw another card.
Yeah, obviously that's insane.
Yeah.
People talking about like, oh, Gear Hulk is so good with Sublime Epiphany.
That's hilarious.
You can Gear Hulk the Epiphany and you can Epiphany the Gear Hulk.
Yeah, it's really gross.
And I think people were saying like the way it works, like somehow you can make a token of it if you return it to your hand, which I don't feel like it should work. But I heard someone saying like, oh no, it does. I don't know. Because if I'm gonna return my Gearhulk and make a copy, it returns before it tries to make a copy, at which point it's not there to make a copy of it, right? So then it shouldn't be able to make a copy.
Yeah, it returns that goes in order, so it would return it before it made a token.
I'm sure whoever told me it worked the first time is gonna come rage at me later. No, that's something rule section 47B of the Commander Almanac says that it works.
I don't think it does. I think it goes in order, and it would be an illegal target at that point. Actually, it would fizzle at that point. No, a target player draws a card, so you're good. That's good.
Even if it didn't, you still draw the card.
Oh, it's right, because you would have you return the targeting the spell. Yeah, I think everything targets on this card, so you're good. We're good. We're good. So many targets. That's good. Nothing worse than when you try to like do something like, you know, bounce tap, and then they get rid of the thing you're trying to bounce, and you die.
Yeah, or like counterbalance. There's like kill my thing that's bounced. Like actually, it still works. Countering still happens.
Yeah, it's just the tap mode or the draw mode they got. Yeah.
Yeah, the bounce tap is always really awkward when you get got, and you're just like, oh, now I'm dead.
Yeah. I think bounce my snap. The bounce my snapcast tap your team. Bounce my snapcaster is where it gets real dicey. Like snap the cryptic, and you're like, now I'm gonna bounce the snap, and then they're just like kill your snap because it dies to a stiff breeze.
Yeah.
And I go, guess I'll fucking die.
Usually ends against like the human deck, right? They're like, tap your guys, bounce my snap.
Activate
like,
Aether
Violin
Vial.
Reflector Rage.
The fucking Seto Kaiba getting like fucking blasted me. Impossible. Yeah. This card's sweet. 6 mana is a lot though. It's a lot. It's a whole lot of mana.
I mean, nobody plays like not nobody, but pretty much nobody plays Torrential Gearhulk.
It's too expensive. Like the end of the Grixis into the story decks were playing it for like a minute, and then they just disappeared once everyone started playing Uro.
Like, is this card that much better than Torrential Gearhulk? That it's worth playing?
I don't think so. Standard, however, maybe.
Pioneer?
I don't think so. Probably too expensive.
Commander players love it.
Yes, this will see a lot of Commander play.
Like, make a copy of my big dumb creature and bounce your commander while countering its triggered ability and countering his spell at the same time and draw a card.
Yeah, this is the spell you cast when there's like a big stack from other people and you just like bop your fucking dick on the table. Just fuck everybody else over, right?
Yeah, and then some jackass copies your Sublime Epiphany. Here's a lesson in trickery.
EDH, 'tis a silly place. Like, on a second thought, let's not go there. 'Tis a silly place. Next card is a silly card. Teferi, Master of Time. This card, man, they brought back fucking phasing of all mechanics to bring back.
Yes, everyone's favorite very intuitive mechanic, phasing.
I love the reminder text on it. It's great. Just treat it and anything attached to it as though they didn't exist until its controller's next turn. Just pretend it doesn't exist for a bit. Imagination.
Let's just take a moment to suspend our belief.
But it's 2 blue for a 3 loyalty planeswalker that you can use its abilities anytime you could use an instant, which means you could do it twice the same turn. Or same turn cycle, I mean. Sorry. Let's be correct here. Same turn cycle. So you can use it on your turn immediately after playing it, then you can use it on their turn, and then again and again and again, and then eventually you just -10 and take 2 extra turns.
Easy.
But it loots with its +1. So you can do that twice every turn cycle, which is pretty cool. And then a -3 is to phase a creature you don't control out. Could you imagine how fucking busted it would be if it could do any creature? Kill your guy. Nope. Fucking phase that shit
just
out.
Whoosh. Instant speed anytime. Just like save your dude.
Well, like,
for no mana.
If they try to kill it on their turn, it would just be able to attack again on your next turn.
Although phasing out Uro would not work exactly.
No, it would just go away. It wouldn't re-trigger.
But you draw a card.
No, it wouldn't do anything. It just comes back, I believe. Phasing doesn't re-trigger ETBs.
Oh, it just exists again?
It just doesn't exist and then it exists, yeah. So you just still have your 6/6 Uro.
Yes.
You could actually, if it was worded you could do anything, you could play your Uro and then in response to the trigger, phase it out. Because that would be fun.
Yeah. They would come back.
No triggers here.
Well, okay. If it's worded like this, then yeah. But if it phased back immediately, then it would still die. The triggers would still be on the stack. But because it's delayed, it wouldn't.
Yeah, because it's the same game object, so it would die.
So the trigger would happen to sacrifice it, but you can't.
Yeah.
It's not here. And then it comes back. Oh, we're back.
What'd I miss? This is like the episode where we compare everything to memes. It's like the fucking pizza meme. He comes back. Everything's on fucking fire in the apartment.
Pizza time.
Oh, man. Yeah, this card's really good. People have been testing it out in Modern with, like, miracles. It's a way to trigger your miracle at instant speed, which is always
for no mana.
Nice. It's nice. Just put that and treat the angels back on top. It's a surprise tool that will help us later. Oh, look.
Just, thoughts and prayers.
So yeah, it's very sweet. He's got a 30-something odd dollar price tag right now. God, it's got a lot of printings. They printed like 20 versions of this fucking card in this set.
Yeah, there's like crazy alternate art, extended border nonsense going on with this set.
This card was just printed one time, or in one set, and there are 17 different versions of it. 17 fucking versions of this Teferi, because there's pre-release ones too with stamps on them. Just what the fuck? Yeah, there's like collector booster ones, I think, and yeah, man, I don't know. We out here. That's just crazy. No two alike. Could you imagine trying to get a matching playset for your deck? Good luck. Seems easier just to have one of each, like each one different, than to have a matching playset.
You could have Thor playsets that don't match at all.
Yeah.
And have another man that doesn't match for your commander deck.
As your commander. Yeah. Teferi's powerful. He's cool. He's got like man of many faces.
God, fucking Sam was trolling me with this thing like, oh hey, did you see that new M21 spoiler? There's this 3-mana green creature. I think it might be playable in Amulet. Pissed me off so much.
Was it Empath?
No. Azusa.
Yeah, they are reprinting that.
Yeah, they reprinted Azusa. It's like, oh, this might be playable in Amulet. It's like, God.
Amazing. Speaking of actual cards that really are new, Eliminate. We touched on it earlier. It's Doomblade effects are getting better and better, although I guess this is a smother. It's a 1 in a black instant, so it's a smother that hits creatures or planeswalkers instead of just creatures. How do you feel about this one? Kills Oko dead.
Yeah, so does Abrupt Decay in the format that Oko exists in.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine this card's
I saw
play.
Blue Black Ninjas was sideboarding this in Legacy. I think it won like a challenge. Blue Black Ninjas.
I guess that's hot.
And then they had eliminates in the sideboard, and I was like, fuck your Oko. Get that shit out of here. Red in 6.
Kills Red in 6 too.
Banned.
Oh yeah.
Banned. Modern though. Yeah, that's weird how they like Oko got banned in Modern, Red in 6 got banned in Legacy.
2 ships passing in the night.
Both legal. They had overlap, right?
Yeah, Ren was legal in. Well, they were both legal in Legacy for a while.
Yeah, I was playing him actually.
I mean, they were both legal in both.
Yeah, I was
formats
playing Iceberg with both for a little bit. That's right.
Yeah, you were playing Ren 6 and Oko in the same.
That's why I was winning.
Deck. Yeah, because of the Okos.
Thinking back, probably
you were like, "Oh man, this deck's sweet, but it's like not quite there." And then they printed Oko. I'm like, "Wow, this deck's actually really good now." Yeah. As it turns out, all of the Oko decks are really good.
Yeah, but you had tools to beat the other Oko decks, so just push the format in like a really good direction for your 4-color greed pile. We've been on the same trajectory ever since.
So you remember when Jace the Mind Sculptor was unbanned?
Yes.
And someone 5-0'd playing Amulet with 2 copies of Jace the Mind Sculptor in the main deck.
Yeah.
And I was like, excuse me?
I do remember that very clearly.
The same thing happened with Oko, except for Oko was better than Jace. Sometimes your Amulet's better off being an elf.
I'm trying to remember about when they unbanned Bloodbraid and Jace, and we had a discussion about which was going to be better. And I'm trying to remember which side I was on for that.
I think you were on.
Was I on Bloodbraid's side? Yeah. I mean, they're both saying consistent play ever since. It just turns out Bloodbraid decks are kind of trash, and Jace decks are pretty good right now.
I mean, Obosh kind of. The printing of campaigns in Obosh was like the dropping Woody. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's in Jund still, but Jund.
Yeah, I think Jund dropped it. I mean, Jund dropped it for Lurrus too.
They're playing both. Oh, when Lurrus is legal, they're playing both now.
So like
main deck.
when in the companion meta, it was just like I don't want to play with you.
No, it was just not good enough. Like, why would you play a Cascade 4-drop when you could just play Lurrus, play anything else? Obosh.
But now you can Bloodbraid into your main deck Lurrus.
Which is hot. It's really good. You can be like, Bloodbraid into Lurrus, replay my Mistress Bobble or whatever the fuck. Like,
yeah, when are we going to start seeing Collected Company into Lurrus decks? Collected Company is a card that we have not seen in a long time.
No. I played against the Devoted Vizier deck recently, and I think they were playing it.
I mean, that deck was popular like pre-Oko, and then
it's got the new Mother of Runes and all that shit, which is like kind of cool now.
Yeah, I think it was in a really bad spot for a little while.
Well, everyone's like trying to like, you know, all these Bant decks are like, I have Path Exiles and Codals, and they're like, Codal doesn't fucking interact with the combo at all. Also, Walking Ballista just fucking slaps that card. And then, like, Path is, like, they're pretty happy to get their guy Pathed, because then it ramps them into their, you know, their Court of Callings and their bullshit like that, their Cocos. So, like, they're pretty decent against Bant.
Stepmom beats Path.
Yeah. They can, you know, do their shit at instant speed, which kind of puts pressure on counter spells where they just do spell at end of turn, untap, do another spell, and you're like, oh, my counter spells cost 3 mana now because we're playing Archmage's Charm. Kind of clunky.
I mean, they typically goldfish pretty quickly too.
Mm-hmm.
Heliod was a really annoying card for that deck because it's like there's just so many dumb cards that like end up comboing together with themselves.
Yeah. It's like a 2-card Monty deck.
Oh, you know, Malira. Yeah, it was like, oh, Malira Kitchen Finks Visitors here. Like, that's the 3 cards you need. And then it was like, oh, wait.
Oh,
we don't need Malira
we lost
anymore.
Chris froze, but
oh, Vizier also combos with Devoted Druid. And then now it's like, oh, Heliod also combos with Kitchen Finks and a Vizier.
Yeah, just like all these 3-card things went to be 2-card things.
And so it's like, it's usually 3 cards, but like the 3 cards can be like anything now.
It's like you combo off infinitely of 2 cards, but you need like a 3rd card to actually convert that into a win, right? With like most of them now.
I mean, the Kitchen Finks always needs 3 cards.
Yeah. You just need like Ballista plus Heliod, or it's 3 cards with you need like a Recruiter or a Ballista with the infinite mana combo.
But it's like so dumb because
it just like,
so when you gain life, Heliod puts a counter on anything. Right?
Yeah. It just like stumbles into so many combos too. It's just like, oh, I drew this card and I have this other card. What are you even playing? Oops, I guess I just win now. Like, yeah. And like they're all like okay at just like playing the creature plan. Okay. They're like, kind of mopey, but it like puts a lot of pressure on the control decks because like they can just die to the mopey creature beatdowns because they like want to like hold cards to not get comboed, so they can't just like aggressively focus on like getting shit off the board.
Yeah, so if you have like Kitchen Finks plus Heliod and 2 other white pips, Heliod's a creature.
Yes it is. I died to that.
It just slaps. It slaps. And like all your dudes are getting bigger along because Heliod's putting counters on stuff.
You know what card's kind of underplayed that really slaps right now is Colossus.
I don't know if I'd say the card's underplayed. I think it's played in a reasonable
I never
amount.
see it, but that card just fucking destroys you sometimes. It's like impossible to interact with. It's never a creature.
Like I think the Jund decks are playing it now. Like the stupid Ponza decks are playing it. I've even seen some Amulet people are playing it.
Huh, interesting.
Like one in their main deck, just because. I mean, Amulet's one of those decks where you can
put whatever,
like 1 or 2 cards of literally
whatever.
Yeah,
a little spice, a little sprinkle,
and
whatever the fuck you want.
It'll probably be
Coalition
fine.
Relic. Why not? Trinket Mage? Sure.
Like, here, even this new M21 card. What was it? Elder
Gargana? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That card has reach.
It's a 6/6. It does stuff when it attacks.
That card has reach.
It does.
I saw a screenshot of a Baneslayer Angel in Limited getting eaten by it. Because it's one of those fucking green cards with so much text that the reach is like buried. It's not at the top, I don't think. It's like buried down.
It says draw a card on it.
It's kind of like how the Questing Beast was, where it's just like you'd forget it had some fucking line of text because it's like buried in the middle of the card. It's like, oh, it does this too. Great. That's how broken the fucking standard format was, dude. Like, no one was playing Questing Beast. You're like, shit's fucked up if no one's playing this card. This card's like the most insane green 4-drop we've ever seen. Like, talk about a pushed card, and everyone was like, fuck that shit. Fires of Invention. Now that's a card you want to spend 4 mana on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I mean, we can harp on like power creep all we want to, right? But I mean, but it's a thing, right? I mean, shit, this is a 5 mana 6/6 with vigilance, reach, and trample, and when it attacks, you get a 3/3 beast, or you gain 3 life, or you draw a card. It happens when it attacks or it blocks. It has vigilance. So like, oh, when it blocks, oh, eat the Baneslayer Angel, make a 3/3.
Yeah, talk about like a free win in draft. Holy shit. Like, that's a bomb.
Yeah, how insane is this card, right? And these cards are like, it's not good enough for modern.
Dude, the fucking green, like the mono green deck, could you imagine facing down on that though? If you didn't have like, if you weren't a path deck, you'd be like, like you block it with your Ice Fang Codal, like you still take 5 and they like draw a card or make a beast, like,
or make a beast.
What the fuck? Yeah.
That's vigilance.
Yeah. It fucking slaps you, man. Just slaps.
People often forgot that Rook Thar had reach. And
Yeah, that was definitely a line of text people missed on that card. Again, like a lot of text on that card. Reach? Yes.
Yeah, people were like played against some stupid deck like Infect, right? And it's like, oh, attack you for 6, like, oh, okay. And then like, oh, and Ink Moth, like, oh, Pump Spell, okay, you take 6, yeah. Pump Spell, okay, you take 6, yeah. Attack you, block. Like,
they're like,
wait, that's illegal.
Stares at Distortion Strike in hand.
But they couldn't have played Distortion Strike because they would have died.
know.
It's just like Ruh-roh. Rook Thar is a card I miss being playable.
There's a lot of cards like that these days, dude. I miss a lot of cards.
Like Horny Queen's not even like good enough anymore.
No, it's not.
Which is so sad.
Hive Mind is like not even playable anymore. Like,
that's because all the control decks are playing green. But
yeah.
Hive Mind's been borderline unplayable
just like
for a while.
The Field of the Dead plan is just so much better. It's like way more on plan, right?
Yeah, it's so much more free. Like Hive Mind is a do nothing card unless you have a pact.
Yeah. It is it's fucking
6 mana literally do nothing.
Sweet though. You're like, don't have the pact. Oh, lay this down. Your opponent's like Serum Visions. You're like, me first.
Hive Mind is a very entertaining card. All the best stories involve Hive Mind.
Have you played with it
There's
online?
No bad Hive Mind story. I've played with it online.
I imagine it's just amazing with the stack. It just automatically shits it onto the stack, right?
Yeah, it just happens. I've had people like trying to pay for pack, like tapping lands, and like, you don't have great mana, dude. It's not gonna work.
Oh man.
You know, humans player like tapping their Ancient Ziggurat in confusion.
Just nothing gets added to the mana pool, or no, it says like for creature spells.
Like, only for creature spells. Yeah. Tapping their Cavern Souls. What's happening?
Oh man. All right, so we're not on board with Eliminate. We already talked about Grim Tutor. What about Village Rites? We talked about Seasoned Pyromancer earlier. Oh baby, there's a card that loves a Village Rites.
Seems good when you sacrifice your Golgari Thug.
Ugh. Oh. It's instant too. You can dredge at instant speed.
Yeah. Although I would say that this card is nowhere near as good as a dredge card as the card they've already been playing from M21.
The new zombie.
Yeah. What the hell is it called again?
It's like if you gain 3 life this turn, you bring it back or something.
Silver Smote Ghoul.
Silver Smoked?
Silver Smote.
Smote?
Silver's Moat? I don't know.
Oh, I guess. Oh, Silver's I put a hyphen in, but it fixed it for me. Good. Okay. I thought I was smart. I was like, Watsy loves hyphens. But, okay.
It's a zombie vampire.
That's amazing.
So yeah, if you gain 3 life...
How can it be a zombie vampire?
See, it's a zombie because it comes back from the dead. But it's a vampire because it comes back when you gain life.
It's like a dead vampire that's been made into a zombie. That's interesting. It's got a sword sticking out of it.
Like, does Bloodghast really make any sense? Landfall return? Like, it's not really there. The theme's not really there. But this card, very flavorful. All the flavor. Speaking of, I literally just said the card.
Village Rites, Silver Smoke Ghoul.
No, the Landfall Zombie Spirit.
Oh, Haunted Dead. Bloodghast, sorry.
Yeah, God, I literally just
I don't know why I thought of the other. Yeah, I guess this replaced Haunted Dead, probably.
Yeah, speaking of Bloodghast, they don't even play it.
Really?
4 Bloodghast out, 4 of this ghoul in.
Really? Wow. That's surprising.
Because think about how insane it is that it comes back off of flipping a Creeping Shell. So you've invested 0 game actions.
Yeah.
into this, and you've gotten your 3/3 back, your 3/1 back, and you can sack it to draw a card to dredge more, to go hit another Creeping Shield to bring it back.
Yeah.
So like, instead of having to be really reliant on green mana for Life from the Loam to rebuy your blood gas all the time, now you just have to keep hitting Creeping Shields. I think it's a pretty big draw to the deck. Right?
Yeah.
Because now green mana is not having green mana is not like
just being
a disaster.
More of a Rakdos deck than a Gen deck.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Life of the Loam is still very good. I'm still playing it because it combos very well with Conflagrate.
Yeah.
Or Conflagrate, however you say that card. I don't know.
It's Conflagrate.
Yeah, not having to need to play all your stupid lands for Bloodghast is pretty hot. Although losing out on Hasty Spirits,
the Bloodghast did definitely kill people sometimes. You were just like, not a land, not a land, not a land. They're like, oh, a land. You're like, fuck. Or the Life from the Loam off the top. They had so many live draws to kill you sometimes when they had a few of them in the bin.
You're like, oh, I think I'm safe, and you're like,
no.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I think I'm finally safe now. I like wiped your board. I can try to rebuild, and you're like, wait a minute. They have a stomping ground.
It's just like the whole.
Dredge this life alone.
Then the amalgams come back, and it's like, I don't know. Yeah, this is like more containable. I feel like maybe I don't know,
but this is like even more explosive.
Yeah, right? God, it was
because previously, like, you play your land and you Cathartic Reunion or something, right? Then you can't rebuy your amalgams off of your Bloodghast until you play land next turn. So now if you reunion into this idiot, right? And the thing is, like, it doesn't even need to be in the bin when you flip the Creeping Shield.
Ugh, you're right.
Because it checks at the end of the turn, right? So you can hit like a Creeping Shield on your dredge for turn, and then you Cathartic Reunion and just vomit like
it gives them access to instant speed draw too, which they didn't really have, right?
Yeah.
So that's like,
I mean, they got it a little bit with like Merchant of the Veil, like Haggle is an instant.
Yeah.
I guess.
End of turn, that was always the scariest, where at the end of like your turn they would like do some shit. Like, ugh.
Although if I'm guessing it right. So if I like flip a Creeping Shield on my turn, this comes back on my end step, which means amalgams come back on your end step.
Because
amalgams trigger to return on the next end step, but they only return if something else is returned. And since the ghoul is returning on the end step, the beginning of the end step's already passed, and so it will come back on the next end step. Because that's how it works with like if you go end of turn, like, mill myself and hit Narcomoeba, right? Or end of turn fetch, the amalgam won't come back until.
Well, that's actually just good because they just do it on their turn, right? And that means their zombies are like safe during your turn from sorcery speed board wipes.
Yeah, so it's like
that's not exactly ideal for the opposing player either.
So the timing makes it even more awkward, right?
Yeah. I think that's probably more of a positive than a negative, honestly, for them.
I mean, you could have done the same thing using a fetch land with like.
That's what people did. The savvy players did that, yeah.
But you can't always do that, right? Because if you play like your land for the turn, what are you gonna do? Not bring back your Bloodghast and reunion and hope you hit an Archamoeba? But that still brings it back like immediately. Like, yeah.
Yeah, fucking dredge, man. It's good to have it be in the format. I just don't ever want it to be like the deck in the format, I do like that it keeps people honest, though.
You like that it exists, just not
on I still want to play against
the table. Like, it's fine if people play it like next to you, but not across the table.
Look how good there's a dredge player here. Good on you. No, don't want to play against you.
You could play some for fun. No.
Yeah.
No fun will be had.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, this is the card people have been, I think, the most excited about for like new shenanigans. Conspicuous Snoop. Snooping as usual. I see.
People were really hype for the Snoop.
This card's just good. I think this card is actually just like, I think the hype is not misplaced. This card is really good. Goblins is a real deck now, I think.
Yeah. It kind of was already almost a real deck.
It was really close. Like, depending on what the other decks in the meta were, it was like playable. But now it's like, it's good. It's red for a bear, Goblin Rogue. Play with the top card of your deck revealed. You may cast goblin spells from the top of your library, and then as long as the top card of your library is a goblin, Conspicuous Snoop has all activated abilities of that card. And so the combo is you play Snoop, you play I think it's Goblin Matron is the new one. And you is it not Matron? Is it Ring?
It's Bogart Harbinger.
Harbinger, thank you. That's what it is. Yeah, I was thinking of I was thinking of the other one. Bogart Harbinger. I'll pull it up for everyone else because obviously I'm not as Bogart. Why? You sure it's Bogart? Did I need 2 G's?
2 G's.
Yeah. There we go. Where's it at? There it is. Yeah, Bogart Harbinger. It's 2 and a black for 2/1, and when it comes into play, you can search your library for a goblin, reveal it, and put it on top. So what that does is that lets you put a Kiki Jiki on top of your deck, and then now your Snoop is a Kiki Jiki, so you make another Snoop, which is itself a Kiki Jiki, which makes another Snoop, and then you eventually finish off the combo with
so you Kiki Jiki itself a bazillion times because it's not legendary, it's a Snoop, which is why you can target itself.
Snoopingas.
Make all these Snoops, all these tapped Snoops, and then for your final Snoop, your Kiki Snoop, you Kiki copy the Harbinger, which goes and puts a different goblin on top, in this case Sling Gang Lieutenant.
Sling Gang,
which is sack a gobbo, drain someone for a life, and look at all these gobbos. Pew 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 pew. Dead.
Yeah. But it still gets to play the Rakdos Goblin just game that they were already playing, which is like a creature control value deck with Munitions Expert and Ringleader, and I think Matron's legal now, I want to say. Goblin Matron?
Yeah, Matron's legal.
So you have, what is it? Matron, you can Goblin Matron into your Snoop, right? I want to say is how that works.
Yeah. Get your Snoop in your hand.
Yeah. So you have a lot of redundancy. So you can get the Snoop, or you can get the Bogart, or you can just make value plays of Snoop. Yeah.
You can Goblin Matron for Tarfire.
Yeah. No, it's activated. I was like Snoop and Tarfire. That doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. You can play it though. You can play it off the top, which is cool.
Yeah, you can play
Tarfire off the top, which is pretty nifty. Goblins is pretty cool. Do we have let's see if we have a Goblins list handy here. Let me take a look real quick.
Yeah, it won the Modern Challenge on the 27th.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see here. Where is it at?
4 copies of Auntie's Hovel. I'm sure someone somewhere bought a bunch of Auntie's Hovels waiting for their day.
It's come. Here, there we go. We have the sideboard in view, not entirely. So yeah, it's let's see here. I'm trying to get the view for the people on the video to see it. So you get the Harbingers, the Snoops, the Matrons, a Ringleader, a War Chief, which is kind of interesting, just as a way to give your guys haste, I guess. The Kiki for the combo, War Marshal, Pashlik Mons is an interesting one too. Just another engine. The Sling Gangs. Unearth is cool. I like the single Unearth. That's spicy as fuck. You got your 5 disruptive spells, some vials, 1 Tarfire. What's on the board here? Oh, they're playing Plague Engineer? Wow. Rude. That's super rude.
4 of them.
Yeah. Another ringleader. Boil and Blood Moon. Jesus Christ.
And the good old Trash Master.
Yeah. I like Crater Maker against E-Tron. That's really good against E-Tron.
As is Blood Moon.
Yeah. Ringleader is just good against the grindy decks. Relic is pretty good against the Euro decks.
I would imagine this deck is fairly well positioned against like the E-Tron decks. Like the only one drops that it really cares about in that matchup is like what, Aetherfile?
Yeah, they probably just get sideboarded out. I guess Thoughtseize is kind of a bummer to lose. But whatever. Munitions Expert probably does some fucking work in that matchup. like Dotnut Seer, take your thing. You're like, fucking just blow it the fuck up. Munitions Expert.
Like Mogwai Marshal Munitions Expert is so good.
Yeah, it is.
Make all these bodies and just pew 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 pew. And it has flash.
Yeah.
It's like so often you like, oh, you either vial, like you can go turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Mogwai Marshal, and then turn 3 Vial and something else, and then flash. Munitions Expert, and you can like kill a Thought Seer.
Yeah. I think you can probably kill a Thought Seer pretty reliably with Munitions Expert. And then you have like enough card advantage with the Ringleader, and I guess this list is playing a little less Ringleader than normal, but I feel like you have enough cards to like be able to afford pitching a card to Smasher too.
And even like the Matrons, right? Just to basically just draw a card.
And you can actually beat like a Wormcoil Engine, which is nice.
Yeah, because you have like the backdoor combo.
Yeah, I mean, just do that. This deck's fucking sweet.
And because you're a Vial deck, right, you have extra mana usually, so you can use your mana to play goblins off your Snoop. Like, you can just play the goblins. Snoop's not just a combo.
I kind of want to play this. This deck looks really fun to like to two-headed giant, because you can just like discuss all the crazy lines and take up all the time. Just burn through your fucking clock. Oh man.
Take all of the time.
God, yeah. Harbinger and Matron just like lead to some like really like convoluted lines you could probably pull off. Like, we could do this or we could do this. Just like you can like Matron or Harbinger into each other too, which is really funny.
Matron for a Matron.
Yeah. Is this a Squadron Hawk?
Matron for Harbinger, so you can Harbinger for Kiki, so you can Kiki for Harbinger for Sling Gang to kill them.
Yeah. Yeah, Snoop is crazy. Snoop
Snoop
is just in this deck, it's basically what the fuck is that card they were playing in Burn and Standard for a while? The 4-mana enchantment.
Experimental
Yeah, it's
Frenzy.
Experimental Frenzy for goblins, like, or it's like
without the downside.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like
the downside of, being 4 mana.
Yeah. Or it's like Oracle of Moldiah, but instead of these shitty lands, you get goblins.
And that was only 1 extra land a turn. You can play as many goblins as you want off the top of your deck.
It's like the only bummer is you can't like Aether Vial the goblins off the top.
But it's like if you have the mana, like a Harbinger or a Matron is the same card with a Snoop as far as playing something.
Yeah.
Except Harbinger's even better because it gives them the abilities first.
Yeah. We should play this.
Card's sweet.
Should play this after I finish my current Mono Blue Delver League. None of these cards are like that expensive unless they've spiked.
Well, it is a 4 Cavern of Souls deck.
That is true. Those are pricey, huh?
And a 4 Blackleaf Glyphs deck.
I don't think these are that expensive online, are they?
Maybe not online.
Do you have Caverns online?
Insane. I have
one, at least one. Gotcha.
Yeah, at least one.
Okay. See what our future holds.
I don't know if I bought a second.
We'll save that for later. What's next on our list? Spark Hunter Masticore, somewhere over here.
Yeah, someone mentioned this card about as a way for Etron to answer planeswalkers.
It does.
Protection from planeswalkers. That's a line of.
All I'd really heard about this card is that it was like a big fat F and limited, like unplayable.
Yeah, I would imagine that. Because otherwise, like, it's a 3-mana 3/4 that you have to discard a card that doesn't do much else.
Yeah, it's a 3/4 that you have to hold up like 3 mana forever to like keep it from dying.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting that card back unless your opponent like plays really badly.
Yeah, seems underwhelming.
They'd have to like forget that it has the indestructible ability or something. I mean, it can make combat bad for your opponent, but like it's on table, right? Like they're not gonna walk into it. Like they're not gonna fucking, you know, like what, put their 4/3. They're not gonna like, you know, charge their 4/3 into it or whatever. So, but really good against planeswalkers. Pew 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 pew.
Yeah, it's like a walking ballista you have to spend half as much mana on.
Yeah.
To do the pew pew.
What planeswalkers are you really afraid of
right.
as Etron? Like, I guess Jace is like good, obviously, but
I imagine Big Teferi is a problem.
Big Teferi does sound a little awkward. Small Teferi, they don't really care that much about, right? Like, oh, you bounced my thing.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Whatever. Like, ooh, you drew a card, now I get to Thought Knot you again and like see the best card in your hand and take it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like good enough for, you know, to really make the deck, but that's what I've heard talking about it.
Let's see. Then we got the Jumpstart and Commander 2020 cards. We already talked about Ethereal Forger. It's sweet. I like it. Not really for Legacy or Modern, but Thriving Bluff and all the Thriving lands are pretty cool for like Cube. Pauper Cube especially. I'm a big fan of these. This is like a really good design. Whoever figured this one out, kudos. It was smart. It's they're like gates, but you get to pick the second color. So they all have a color, there's one for each color. They ETB tapped, and then they make when they ETB, you choose a color other than the color they are or that they make. And so you get to make that color plus the color you pick. So they're just like, you know, really solid. They're always the fixing that you need, basically. If you're like, because like in Jumpstart, you're like, you know, you're a base color deck that you mix with another deck. And so that's why they designed them. So they wanted a land that was like in the red Jumpstart deck would work with all the other Jumpstart decks. But they're like, how do we do that? Like, we don't want rainbow lands. It was like, oh, we'll just make it like pick one of their colors. So if you have the green and the red one, you just have your thriving red land to make green and your thriving green land make red, and you're like Gucci. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You just like get 2 gates that way. So that's nifty. I like the design a lot. That's really good for Cube. But not really going to see any play in Legacy and not legal in Modern. So speaking of cards that aren't legal in Modern but are going to see play in Legacy and already have, Allosaurus Shepherd, you want to tell us about this one and how tingly it makes you?
So, in before everyone, oh, Wizards just prints all the busted green cards. Green's the best color in the game now. Wizards has finally printed another good elf.
Yeah.
And boy, is it an elf. And boy, is it good. Allosaurus Shepherd, it's a friend of dinosaurs. It's a 1-mana, 1/1 green elf shaman. No surprises there. Allosaurus Shepherd cannot be countered.
Good text to have in Legacy.
That's quite good. It also says green spells you control can't be
That's
countered.
even better.
So people are saying like it's basically Veil of Summer on a stick. It can't be countered. None of your other green spells can be countered.
But it's not temporary like Veil is. It just is.
Yeah, it's just there. You have a 1-mana 1/1 emblem that says your green spells can't be countered anymore. Which is very notable because this card shits on Force decks and Chalice decks alike.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Beforehand, you have to be like, oh man, Chalice, I gotta like get 4 mana so I can, Green Sun for my Reclamation Sage to blow up their Chalice, their one Chalice, and hope they don't have a second. So if they play a second Chalice on one, you're like, man, I'm just totally boned. It's gonna take forever to clear. But 2 Chalices, 1 Allosaurus Shepherd, no more worries. But wait,
it's just
it has
more text.
It also has 4 green until end of turn. Each elf creature you control has base power and toughness 5/5 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types.
Why play Craterhoof?
Just make all your elves are big dinos. So it's a 1-mana elf that can't be countered. It protects all your other green spells, so all the other spells in your deck, from being countered. And it's a game-winning mana sink.
And it's $55 in paper. And unobtainable online.
Yeah, I see no problems with this card. I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna get my my Allosaurus shepherding ready to go.
Yeah, you need some dinosaur tokens.
Eventually.
Just to like put over the top of all your elves.
Be dinos now.
They're just riding the dinosaurs, right?
No, they become dinosaurs.
It's not as flavorful.
You become one with the dino.
Some Animorph shit.
Yeah, this card's insane, right?
Yeah,
it's like
it's insane. It's batshit insane. This card is so fucking pushed. I would have loved to see this in Modern, but I mean, I don't think Elves is at risk of being busted, even if you give it a really good card like this. Like
Modern Elves, like I don't think this really fixes the problem. Modern Elves,
yeah.
I don't think counterable Elves is what's holding it back in Modern.
Yeah, like I think this would have been fine in Modern.
But having a mana sink is really, really good. In both.
Yeah, you just don't have to fuck around with the other shit that you were playing before.
Like you don't have to screw around with your 8 mana Craterhoof and finding it and like being sad when you draw it.
Yeah.
Now you just like
play Shepherd.
Play Shepherd. 5/5s.
Like they can't counter your One of Nature or Glimpse of Nature's. Like.
Yeah, and like it's just on Chalice too, which is like how,
that was the real scary card
against
until Plague Engineer.
Yeah,
which this does not fix.
But I mean, like people. I mean, the Maverick Depth Jackass aside, people don't like play main deck Plague Engineer.
Yeah,
but there's a ton of Chalice decks, like main deck Chalice decks. And
so you're gonna splash white, and you're gonna play Luma Threadfield, right? Okay, no. Don't splash white. Coat of Arms.
You know what the real answer is? With Allosaurus Shepherd, you can sideboard Chalice. See, I just play Chalice for 1. And all your Delver spells do
nothing.
That
works great until they bullet your Shepherd in response.
How? I have a Chalice.
No, in response to the Chalice. Then you're like, oh. I think you still win that game. Probably.
Yeah, you just play another Shepherd.
Or just other like 2-mana elves. What is Delver doing against like some fucking 2-mana boys?
How tilted would you be playing a Delver deck against elves and they Chalice you?
I wouldn't even be tilted. That'd be like I'm not even mad.
Just like Yeah. They go like turn 1 Shepherd, right? And you're like, okay, cool.
That's incredible.
That's the thing. I guess I'll just like ponder or something and like, okay, turn 2 Chalice. And like, I can't even force that because I guess you can. It's not
green. So you got to play it with your painter. Painter elves incoming.
Painter Chalice elves. Mm.
Oh man, you just take Strawberry Shortcake and elves and just stick them together.
Yeah, Scarlet.
Red Green Painter actually got first in the challenge this weekend. Was it playing Allosaurus Shepherd? Somehow I doubt it. That would be kind of amazing if it was, actually.
No,
no, it's not. It's playing Clothis. That'd blow my fucking mind, though.
And Veil of Summer, but
yeah, good card turns out.
And Arkham's Astrolabe.
Oh man,
seems like a pretty good card to weld away.
Yeah.
After you've already drawn your card from it, and use it to play your stupid claw flows.
All right, so Shepherd's busted. What else we got here? We got Tiny Bones, Trinket Thief. The EDH players are all aflutter with this one. But I think I might see playing like Legacy, like rack decks.
Is that a thing?
They were. You should know this of all people, Chris. Remember when you got Vindicated?
Hey, that was a sinkhole deck, not a rack deck. Very different.
Okay. Tiny Bones is a 1 and a black for a 1/2 legendary skeleton rogue. And it says at the beginning of each end step, if an opponent discarded a card this turn, you draw a card and lose a life. And then for 4 black, it can make each opponent with no cards in hand lose 10 life.
Sure.
EDH card. But I thought it might see maybe a little bit of play in Legacy. It was interesting.
I think this card seems cool with like Liliana the Veil,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like a potentially less painful Dark Confidant.
Mm-hmm.
But is this card better than Dark Confidant? I don't think so.
Bob's not even playable in Modern right now.
That's
It's like a one of.
But neither is this card because it's not.
Hey, it doesn't die to run in 6.
Which is also
Illegal.
Legal in Legacy.
Yeah. Does get outgoed. So we'll just brush over that one. And then there's another card. This card should be legal in Modern. And that's Bruvak the Grandiloquent. It's a legendary creature, human advisor. He is a 1/4. He says if an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice that many cards instead. I think they should have thrown Mill a bone. I hate Mill, but like, come on, they should have thrown him a bone and made this Modern legal. This is sweet. It's hard to kill.
Yeah,
it's a
it's all
1/4.
It's all fun and games until they play a Bruvak,
And then,
right?
like,
you're like, okay,
traumatize
I'm gonna
you.
fetch, and they double archive trap you, just fucking lose.
26 cards. Just send you straight to the fucking Shadow Realm.
Like with 2 traps, like
You're dead.
you're dead. Yeah, everyone's talking about EDH combo wombo Bruvak into traumatize.
Just mills
Yeah.
the whole deck, right?
Yeah, they're just gone.
Gone.
Fun
Gone.
interactive
Reduced
magic.
to atoms. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the line, basically, I think. We were going to talk about some sweet Legacy challenge decks, but I think we kind of touched on them, right? A little bit. We had the elf deck, the painter deck. Some mad lad playing Chandra Eldrazi Stompy with that new dragon. Terror of the Peaks. It's like a 5/4 flyer for 5, and it says spells your opponent's cast. Spells your opponent's cast that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. So it's a what is it, Thunderkin Awakener, whatever the hell that card was. Not Thunderkin Awakener, the dragon from Cons that like it bolted you if you targeted it. The angry dragon, which is also a card, I think. But the real money is whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So you just fucking play your Reality Smasher and lava axe your opponent in the face, which is pretty sick. Or like kill their Delver of Secrets, or whatever you feel like doing. It's on plan for the Chalice deck. Just run that bad boy out. But yeah, that deck's cool. They're playing Chandra, Awakened Inferno as well, which is hard to beat.
Man, this deck is wild.
Yeah, it's just
Did you see the Song of Creation deck?
Yeah, I did. That deck was insane. That's let's see, we can pull that up, I guess, for the viewers here. Let's we'll pull up the
what
that's
deck.
while I look for that, they can look at the dragon deck. But let's see here. Yeah. Berg Echo Songstorm, I think is what they have it labeled as. Yes, I didn't even fully grasp how this deck fucking works, to be honest. When I looked at it, I was just kind of like, what? It's got an Oval Chase Daredevil and 4 Riddle Smiths and Song of Creation, and this deck's all over the fucking place.
Yeah, Oval Chase Daredevil.
What the heck?
Combos with your Riddlesmith to discard it.
So you just
what I do enjoy is that it's a Lion's Eye Diamond Equilibrions deck.
Yeah.
And with Narset.
Yeah. So you just get them.
Just like, you just get them, right? And then with Song, you play all your stupid 0-mana artifacts, draw 2 cards. And then you can play the Riddlesmith, and then you draw 3 cards and discard 1. So you get to like filter out what you draw. And then if you find your Oval Chase, you can just discard that when you play the next one. It returns your hand, so now you're just straight up net cards. And then you just keep playing, your stupid LEDs and petals and whatever to net mana and opals. And then you just echo them back and keep redrawing until you have a Stone to Storm, and then you go Burning Wish for whatever you want and kill them.
I love it. There's a fucking reanimate in the sideboard. Just reanimate your Oval Chase Daredevil and just start getting it for 4. Like, I think it's more to bring back your Riddlesmith or your Emery, but
yeah, and has some of the usual suspects and some of the unusual suspects.
Reverent Silence.
Yeah, Reverent Silence is a
classic.
It's a classic, Burning Wish target. You Belcher boys would know that. And Chain Lightning, a less conventional.
Yeah, that one's a little bit. I mean, I'm sure it's just there for problematic creatures, but
hilariously has 3 Chalice of the Void in the sideboard because you don't really have any 1-drops outside of Veil of Summer in the main deck. So
who gives a shit?
Chalice for 1 is pretty free. And then the other usual suspect of Shattering Spree.
Yeah.
And then Grape Shatter Tendrils, depending on.
If you you can Shattering Spree through a Chalice.
Correct.
Which is big brain. Yeah.
Also, Void Snare because you're playing a Burning Wish and not Cunning Wish. So you can't get Chain of Vapor.
Yeah. All sorts of combos going on there.
And Fort Seat of the Synod because it's an artifact in combos with Realms.
I wanted to point out that right below it, Monkeys Can't Cry is playing a doozy of a deck too. With
it's
the
a Doomsday.
Yeah, just Ideas Unbound. Edge of Autumn. Like, what the heck? This deck is spicy as hell too.
1 impulse. I've had someone play Edge of Autumn against me in Modern in the stupid Grizzlebrand deck. Just like, Labman, cycle Edge of Autumn. Like, sure.
These Doomsday
that's
piles.
That's how you want to do it.
I love the predict for the pile, the Doomsday pile of predict. First card's predict, and then the next fucking card is something else, and then you're good. You've dug in.
Boss's Oracle. Spoiler alert. One of the cards is Boss's Oracle.
And probably a Street Rave, to be honest.
Edge of Autumn.
I love the duress just in case. Make sure the coast is clear. Oh man. The 2 Baleful Strix is interesting.
Sometimes you just want Baleful Strix.
I do like that it's a combo deck that managed to find space for 4 days and 4 Force of Will. Because Normal Storm,
It's just good deck building.
Normal Storm doesn't have space for that. I actually wonder if that's why they're playing the Strix, is just like card draw that also happens to be like, you know, upping your force count to an acceptable level.
How do you feel about the 2 Thoughtseize 1 Duress split?
That one's interesting. Duress is pretty free a lot of the time.
Although 1 LED for your presumed Doomsday pile. That's how you get mana for your Thassa's Oracle, right?
Yeah. I guess. Just like brainstorm on the stack, crack your fucking LED. It doesn't even work. It had to be like one of the other cards, I guess. Edge of Autumn. Yeah. I guess Edge of Autumn does work pretty well there, because you're not going to need that land anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a doozy. That one just kind of caught my eye.
Yeah, you just like cycle your Edge of Autumn and with the draw on the stack, crack your LED, draw your Thassa's Oracle, play it, win the game.
Got him. There's just some... This Legacy Challenge is just a spice pile, man. There's a... We're way off course, but I just want to show this one. There's the 15th place in that same event. There's someone playing Merfolk with Baron, Tolarian Archmage, and Paradigm Shift. 4 fucking Paradigm Shift.
Paradigm Shift?
It's a 2-mana sorcery that removes all cards in your deck from the game, and then you shuffle your graveyard into your library. It's Oracle. But without the winning. Or no, not Oracle, it's Inverter, sorry. So you pair,
it's Inverter.
So you play that with Oracle to do the Inverter combo. So people were building Inverter and Legacy after it took off in Pioneer, and people were like, oh my god, you just play Paradigm Shift as extra copies of Inverter. But yeah, what the hell, right? Like,
jeez. Look, John, you can play mostly blue-white taxes.
oh, you're talking about the Esper Vial deck? That deck's been around for a bit now. That deck is on my radar. We'll just say that. It's on my radar. That's
like, don't you want to play your Weathered Wayfarer,
the one of Weathered Wayfarer
Soul Herder deck?
Yeah, I'm a fan, not gonna lie. It's a Taxes deck. Taxes, not really. That gets to play Brainstorm and Force of Will. Like, sign me up. This deck's fucking sweet.
You can become the Monarch.
I just love that it's playing Soul Herder, and there's a Spell Seeker in there that only gets Brainstorm or Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah.
Just as a one of, you know? Spicy AF. 2 Charming Prince. All Flicker Wisp. A main deck Plague Engineer, your favorite.
Yeah, just the one. You can Recruiter of the Guard for it, so whatever.
Oh, man. Yeah, this deck is fucking hot. This was also playing Eliminate in the sideboard. Akaya. Peacekeeper. And they've got the Gilded Drake to go with the Baron. Oh man, what a combo. I'll take that. Then I'll take my thing back and draw a card. Thanks. Pretty good. Just get to do that shit over and over again.
It's just good clean magic.
Just good clean magic. Just keep flickering that Baron.
Anyway, we are way
out in the weeds, in the Legacy weeds. I am very happy that, like, you know, for how like bad Legacy has been for a while with like all the snow decks, that like there's like all these like sweet fucking decks floating around now. Actually, like doing pretty decently in challenges. Makes me happy. I also want to point out that
some might say that Legacy's like more of a playground than Modern right now.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to point out that, remember we talked about the new Cathartic Reunion art with the guy hugging the dinosaur? It's the image for Dredge on MTG Goldfish now. just the guy hugging the fucking dinosaur.
That's amazing.
What a great piece of art.
Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait.
It's great. I love that. I hope that was intentional, but it's probably just happenstance. Yeah. Anyways, we've wandered a lot, but we've been gone for a while, so it's good. It's good to just chat for a bit, get together. It's been a while since we've done this. I've missed our conversations. It's been fun shooting this shit. And now it's time to get into our slot of the month. Who knows when we'll be back? We are words on the wind. One day we will return when there is new, interesting Magic content to talk about again. When that will be, who knows? But in the meanwhile, what card or deck are you super hyped to play with?
Obviously, it's some busted green card. So let's go with Allosaurus Shepherd. Yeah.
What a surprise. An elf. A green card and an elf to boot. Wow.
Because I have acquired the Legacy Elves deck online, and might as well play it, right?
Definitely. If you can get me Allosaurus Shepherds.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this card is insanely hard to get at the moment, and hopefully that changes.
I think it's only available in chests at
Yikes.
Some awful drop rate. Just an awful drop rate. So
not a ton of hope in that, but maybe one day.
I'm more impressed that the guy that fucking placed with it managed to find copies of the card. Maybe that's why he only had 3. He couldn't find a 4th.
Yeah, that's one thing I dislike about Legacy, in that
card availability online can be subpar for these supplemental sets.
I mean, card availability, like, in general for the format is very suspect with all these supplemental type sets.
What's weird is in paper the duels fuck the format, right? And then online it's all the supplemental cards that are like really pushed. Like True Name is a $50 card for ages.
How easy was it to get Leovold?
Not.
Yeah, stuff like this where, the cards are very, big players in the format. Like, even Red and 6 online was insane, right? And that was even more easily available.
That was a draft set.
Like Allosaurus, right? Yeah. Not Red, but Shepherd.
Those were hard to get for a little bit too, I think. For completely different reasons.
And so, yeah, it's frustrating in that sense of it's really hard to get these cards that you kind of need to make your decks work a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And they just don't exist.
There was what card was it? There was some card that was printed not too long ago, and it was like, well, if you can get them, you got to play in the event and do dumb shit. But if you couldn't get them, tough shit. What was it? It's from a set, a recent set, but it was there was a challenge or something the day the set dropped or something, and it was the people that got the cards were like, I don't remember what it was.
I don't recall.
I can't remember now, but yeah. Anyways,
my other shitty answer would be Fierce Empath, but I don't know if I would say I'm hyped.
There's no way you're hyped to play that card. That's just like a
The only thing I enjoy about that card is the potential to play other big dumb green idiots in your deck instead.
You can get the big dino back in.
Like Dragon Lord Atarka.
Oh yeah, people are playing one of those. I did see that.
Yeah, but unfortunately most of the other dumb green idiots just aren't that good anymore.
Yeah.
But getting to Fierce, imagine Fierce Empathing a Hornet Queen and then Yorioning them both. Oh,
gross. Yeah, probably already did at that point.
And then the Fierce Empath, when you blink it, go gets a Crater Hoof. And now you've blinked your Hornet Queen.
Who needs Finale of Devastation? Who needs it?
Wait, and I have a Crater Hoof online because of the Elves deck.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
Amazing.
What about you, John? What do you have to play?
Also,
some stupid fair card.
Big shocker. It's a blue card. It flies, and it gives you card advantage. It's just another fucking Mole Drifter. What a surprise. John likes Mole Drifters. Who would have thought? It's Ethereal Forager. I think this card's sweet. It's like, why play a big, dumb Delve idiot when I can play a slightly smaller idiot that draws me cards? So I'm all about that. I'm going to try it in like Blue-Red Delver. Get you some bolts back. It's like a bolt machine, man. You play that in Arcanist. It's awkward, though, because like they're both like fighting for some of the same resources, right? We had a game where like we had 2 foragers in like a pretty stocked yard, and we were like, okay, we're gonna play we were playing against Death and Taxes. It was like they hadn't done very much. We're like, they must have swords in their hand, because like why would they keep this hand and like do nothing, you know? Like they had very little going on. So we're like, oh, they must just have like a bunch of swords. We're like, well, the first forager, we're gonna like exile these cards, and like we kind of like want to get like, you know, the Force of Will, which is like the best card in the yard at that point, because they didn't have a vial. And we wanted to make sure they didn't like resolve, you know, some dumb creature that we couldn't kill, because that'll be kill creatures in that deck. And we're like, yeah, so we'll put that on the first one, and then we're sad if it gets path, but like we don't want to like miss out on that being like the first attack, you know. But then we're gonna like leave some other good shit in there for the second forager, and then sure enough they swordsed it. It was like, okay, now we play the second one. This one gets back like a preordain or something. And there was like 2 gut shots, so we split a gut shot on each one. We had to be sure we got a gut shot in case they played like a Mother of Runes or something. So that card's super fun. I like it a lot. Wish that was modern legal. A lot of these cards, I'm just like, this seems fine in modern. I don't know. They printed so much stupid shit in modern lately. It's just like toss another stupid card on the stack, right? Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, or they'll just give us more Uros.
Please don't. Stop it. Watsy, please. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop already. We're sorry for saying that Simic sucked.
Yeah, we take it back.
Give us fucking Trigon Predator, please. We'll take it. We'll be happy.
Hey, they gave us Lore Scale Codal again.
Yeah.
Aren't you happy, John?
Simic Soldier.
Combos with your Uro.
Yeah. Wow. Anyways, I think that about rolls us to an end. Thanks for checking us out and sticking around. Thanks for coming back after the long break. As always, you can find more of our content, past content, on the website, mtgconflux.com. You can find more on our Facebook and Twitter, and that's how you can stay abreast of any new episodes that might come out in the future. You can also subscribe to our video content, including this very podcast, on our YouTube page. We're here in full moving color. A few less colors for Chris this episode, because I think he's got a very limited color palette and some quite large pixels due to his internet connection. But you can still see us live as we record the episode. So you can do that. You can also support us by joining the MTG Conflux community at patreon.com/mtgconflux, or by buying MTG Conflux shirts and swag at redbubble.com. You can check out the links to that on our Facebook and Twitter pages. You can contact us. We're still active on the Discord, so if you want to come and chat, even though we're not putting out new episodes all the time, come on in, say hi. We'll be there. As always, we really appreciate you sticking around, and we hope you'll join us in the next one, whatever that is. Thanks.